Changing the Steuerpimpel or servicing the Steuerpimpel Glider Pad in a dual turntable. This is a model 1257. It could be one of many being serviced in this manner because so many different dual models use it. There are a handful of models that will work without a Steuerpimpel. If it's rotted and fallen off, the turntable with a few adjustments can still work. This may carve a path in the main lever plate, which I can show you later, but it is possible for some models to operate without one, but most do require this little tiny part in order to function. We're looking at at various parts, which I'm going to point out. The neon strobe light can sometimes be replaced with an NE2. This is in my manual. This particular model has a sub-platter in addition to the main platter behind the turntable here. And then there is the motor pulley, and of course the belt and the tone arm gimbal, and then the various controls to operate the turntable. The Steuerpimpel would be located here, right under the main lever plate. The main lever, this, is attached in a bracket, and the bracket attaches in one of three ways that I have seen. It clips on, which is true with the 1257, or it has a hook in it right here, and the main lever slides in this direction down and then back toward the motor and then lifts up. And the older turntables have an axle which goes straight through here and is held in place by two C-clips, and if it has something like that, you want to pry off the C-clips with a jeweler's screwdriver. Removing one will do the trick, and catch it with your thumb or finger to keep it from flying away or into your eye. If you lose it, you may not find it because it's pretty small. So that's how the main lever comes off, and I'm going to pry this one off now, and that reveals where the Steuerpimpel will go, which is right on this pin right here, and lubricate the main lever at the same time. Tools and accessories that I use when servicing one of these units: isopropyl alcohol, a lubrication kit, some miscellaneous tools, Labelle 106 lubricating grease. This is a lithium that is plastic safe, and my supply of Steuerpimpels. I'm picking a Steuerpimpel and will now mount it onto the pin, making sure I have the side with the little hole in it. Get it on the pin and then push down firmly. Double check that, make sure it seats all the way down. It is necessary to lubricate the main lever, and I'm going to use this Labelle 106 with Teflon, but I could also be using Alvania grease that is in the main cam. If that grease is a little bit dry and a little bit stiff, and I'm talking about scooping some out with a screwdriver, then you can use the plastic safe lithium. Either should be okay. Just a few dots. The Steuerpimpel normally travels across this portion of the main lever plate. You can usually see the path, and that's where the grease would go. Smear it around, and then I'm going to clip this back into place. This model is easier than many because it is just a clip on this bracket, and the ones with the axle, you do have to struggle a little bit more to get everything in place, the holes aligned and the axle going through and clipped on, and dealing with those C-clips without losing them is a challenge, so you want to be careful about that. This pin must go in this track, and if it does not, if it goes into this area over here, it's possible to damage the turntable when it's turned on. So that's something to pay attention to. So now I'm clipping this in. Snaps into place like that. And that's the Steuerpimpel pretty much in the middle of the picture, sitting right underneath the main lever. That would be the beginning of the record location right there. and now return back to rest. Going to hit the start switch. Tone arm is up, and at this moment the tone arm is now moving in, and it's stopped at the appropriate place, and now it's being gradually lowered, and now it would be on the record. And to return, tone arm is up, now it's over the cradle, and it is now on the cradle. And in this angle, which is off the right rear corner of the turntable, I'm going to show what happens with the movements of the Steuerpimpel and the tone arm. First, this is in 33 play. And returning it back, and then I'll change it to 45. Now it's at 45. We'll do the same thing. And back to rest. And that is the story of the Steuerpimpel for the model 1257 and a host of other models put out by Dual in this vintage era. And I do manufacture these Steuerpimpels and offer them for sale, and along with them comes an elaborate multi-page manual with good illustrations and a lot of suggestions and tips on how to service many different Dual models. So I think you would find it quite useful, and I hope to receive one of your orders. Thank you.